This is Angelica Ross, and you are listening to Unpacking with Eric and Kai.
This is Tariq Ali, and you're listening to Unpacking with Eric and Kyle.
Hi, this is Kyle KP Price.
This is City Council Member Rue Landau.
Hey, y'all, this is Julian King. You're listening to Unpacking with Eric and Kyle.
Hi, everyone. It's Tiny C. Wilson, Miss Philadelphia 2024.
Kenyon L. O'Brien here.
Greetings and salutations. I am Kaylin Allen, and you are listening to Unpacking.
This is Filet, and you're tuned into Unpacking Radio.
What's poppin', Unpackers?
What's up, y'all? We here together, y'all.
We here together. We're very really here in person. Y'all already know. It's your favorite Butch Queen, Kai.
What's up, y'all? I'm Eric, a.k.a. Tennis Bag.
Listen, and tonight we are excited to welcome Mother, okay? Miss Angelica Ross. If you don't know, let me just introduce you. You would have to be living under a rock not to know. But we're talking actress, groundbreaking entrepreneur, and activist. I want to say she's done so much. You probably know her from your favorites like Pose, American Horror Story, Claws, all the things, right? Because she stay booked and busy. But what you will know is that she is the CEO of TransTech Social, and she's using that space to create spaces for transgender and gender nonconforming people. She also has a platform called the Winner Circle. I can't wait to unpack that tonight. Both Eric and I are part of the Winner Circle, and it is just what it sounds like. It is a winner's circle. So we're going to unpack that tonight and talk about all the amazing things she's doing in the tech industry.
Yes, all of that.
Yeah.
And Unpackers, what you will know is Angelica is also expanding her reach even further with her online community platform, the Winner Circle, like you just talked about, designed to empower marginalized voices and help people step into their greatness. She's here with us tonight. She's going to update us on her latest projects, spill the tea on what 2025 has to offer.
We hoping.
Yeah.
But she can still. She a businesswoman, so she ain't gonna give us what she can't give us.
She can't break contracts.
Yeah.
Money on the table. You know what I'm saying? Talk about how Angelica is using her voice to push back against the ongoing attacks against the trans community.
Yes.
Have been unpacking that for the last few weeks. So it's just great to have Angelica here to help us do that as well. But we're going to first kick things off, right?
We're going to kick things off with the game. So Ms. Ross, like one of the things that we like to do here is open up with a game that sort of tell it to our guests, right? And so tonight's it's a quick rapid fire. So give us the first thing that comes to mind. Don't think long because you're going to think wrong. And tonight's game is going to be called All About Angelica. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Period. Okay. So the first question, what role would you say changed your life?
Candy.
Miss Candy.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, next question. What's the one beauty product that you can't live without?
Because the skin glowing.
Ooh, the one beauty product I can't live without, I would have to say, ooh, that is a tough one. Ooh, yeah, think long, think wrong. I would have to say, okay, Yummy Skin. Danessa Myricks has this foundation, Yummy Skin. And it's just something that for me, all I have to use is just a couple drops. And my skin is yummy, literally. That's like the product. So, and it's owned by a Black woman, so I love that.
Yummy. Is it the bounce? Is it the glow? What's a Yummy Skin?
Well, yeah, yummy. I don't know what's in it. All I know is that it's the foundation, and I used to wear my foundation I used to wear was Gucci or Armani foundation, and also too because they would send it to the girl, because I wasn't. Yeah, no,
we know.
But and it was it very smooth and silky on my skin. But when I ran out and when I had picked up my Danessa Myricks, it just I haven't gone to anything since. It just I still have like the same bottle, and I probably should need to get a new one because I just use a couple drops. But yeah, it's my secret. I'm not wearing any makeup right now because I'm a wash face kind of girl. But when I do wear makeup,
pretty in real life.
Thank you. But when I do wear makeup, I do wear Danessa Myricks.
Yeah, beautiful in real life. I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna give the girls the real life Angelica Ross experience in a minute. But definitely, and if I could shamelessly plug Danessa Myricks, this is a Black woman's brand.
Yes,
really built herself up. She has an amazing brand, and it's affordable. So if y'all are It's Danessa Myricks. Is that
Danessa Myricks? Yes. And I believe they carry her in Sephora.
And Sephora, yes, they do.
Yeah.
And if you're listening and you want to glow like Angelica Ross, it's affordable. It's not.
Well, I'll tell you too. Underneath it, so she has a like this cream blush. And it's like very orange. And I forget what it's called, but I know it's like it's almost like the drink. I can't think of what it is, but with grapefruit and like champagne. It's like something like that. But it is what I use as an
Like a
orange
mimosa?
color. Yes, like a mimosa, but it's called a Bellatine. I
A
forget,
Balani or something like that?
something like that.
Yeah,
Yes, and
yeah.
it's but that's what the name of the color and the product is. But it's a orange cream blush type situation. But I use it as a color corrector, and it's underneath the makeup, and it's wonderful.
Period. When I pull up
Yeah.
in Atlanta, we're gonna have to share makeup secrets because
Oh, absolutely.
I need to get all the tea. Okay. What is a dream co-star that you would love to work with? Somebody you haven't worked with already.
Oh yeah. Oof. I mean, I have a long list, but I think at the top of that list is Angela Bassett.
I
Um,
like that. I
but
like
I
that.
also now, at the top of that list is Sterling K. Brown. One, just because he's an incredible actor, but also he's just an incredible human being.
Mhm.
And I know that when it comes to telling stories, I don't know what people's problem is, especially cis black actors, when it comes to trans actors coming into the space, I just know there's still some hesitance for folks wanting to be acting, and telling these stories. But, you know, meeting both Sterling, his wife, like they're just such great people. And he's such a warm and caring person that I feel like we could tell a story where he's my father in the story, because I still have to be
Yeah.
young in there. So,
Uh-huh.
I mean, even though we probably the same age, but like just
I know.
whatever it might be though, just that I know for me, acting is like tennis. So I just want a good partner to hit back and forth with. When I was working
Yeah.
with Sarah on American Horror Story,
Oh yeah,
Paulson.
yeah.
When I was working with Sarah Paulson on season 10, I think it was, when I was playing the alien Theta,
Mhm.
you know, it was just such an amazing experience to watch her work. I learned a lot, and I'm like a sponge on set, and it's really serving me well as I continue to build my own table and production company, because I just would be on set looking at what the grips were doing and how they were lighting things and using the stand-ins and understanding the medium shot, the wide shot, and then our close-ups, and doing coverage and all the different things that I've understood as I've written my own pilot scripts and my television scripts and stage plays and things like that. um I will start to produce my own things here in Georgia. Just it takes a lot when you're independent.
We get it because
Yeah.
when you independent, you paying for it. But
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll throw in the hat. I would love, this is on my wish list. I would love to see a romantic story with you and someone like Aaron Pierre. And the
Oh
reason why
yeah,
is
yeah,
it just feels like a win we all want to see. And like
yeah.
it's too much.
It's a win we all want to see.
It's
Yeah.
a win we all want to see, right? Like I and I'll leave it there. I don't have to say any more about it. It's a win
Well,
we all.
I will say this though. I will say this. I it takes a lot for us as trans people, especially, to get good storytelling
Yeah.
on screen, and not just having to be happy with the crumbs that Hollywood gives us, but
Mhm.
good stories, good acting. And and I just am looking for that opportunity where just like in Pose, like Pose was this moment for me to show what I had, to show my chops, and it really was not, I was not really written in the script like that all that much. But when I started showing what I was doing, it was like, right there, right her in there a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just throw it in there and see what she gonna do. You don't even gotta write the lines.
You
Just see what she
you were
gonna do.
definitely the
Yes,
standout, and I wanna say that you were the standout
absolutely.
without taking away from anyone else because I think it was an
Thank you.
amazing cast.
Oh,
But I
across the
wanna say
board.
that because no shade, you can tell in the beginning Candy was supposed to be a B character,
Yeah.
but because you brought the
Hmm.
it wasn't a way you
They
could
had
keep
to give us Candy's story. They had
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's the way
Yeah,
you portrayed it, and I
yeah.
wanna just give you your flowers for that because there's so many Candies there's so many candies whose story
Oh,
never got
absolutely.
told. And so you brought that to life in a way that made that have to be the standard. Like we had to hear more about it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And shout out to Sarah Paulson. I absolutely love her.
She's
People
amazing.
key when I tell them I get her confused with Adele sometimes. I think they look so much alike.
They do not.
If you put their pictures side by side, you're gonna gag.
I mean, maybe I can see it, but I definitely would not get confused. I will say this though, Sarah.
I know
like
why
said,
you wouldn't get good. I'm gonna tell her when we
Sarah,
get off camera why it's
I
not
was
confusing.
working with Sarah and Leslie in this scene, and they were just kind of like at one moment they were kind of going back and forth. They were talking about something, and there's this pregnant girl with no head, on the table, and they're talking, and I'm the alien. I'm waiting, we're waiting for them to say like action or whatnot, and they're talking about something random, and they say action, and Leslie goes in. But why do you get to decide who lives or dies? And then she goes into her act, and I'm just like, you girls are witchcraft because, like, they were just on another page in 1 second.
Yeah. Are
And
they method actors?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so,
Oh.
especially because like Sarah too. Sarah has earned her space, and so like I've been on sets where people have been divas just to be divas, are being divas. Sarah, I think some people could take it as if her being a diva if you're not, if you don't know what's. Hold on 1 second. Did my camera just go out?
Yeah.
But you can still hear me?
We hear you though.
Okay, great. Because I'm gonna give that to you one moment. My that battery just went out, and I'm gonna put in a new battery.
You're good.
Give me 1 second to grab where my batteries are.
Take your time.
Next time you get a chance, put a picture of Sarah.
So no
picture up next to Adele, and just like they favor each other. It's
no,
insane.
I
When
think,
I pointed out to people, they're like, "Wait, whoa!"
I think we're
this
seeing
is crazy.
the facial similarities, but the facial similarities. I think because Adele is like, she's like a sister the way she's shaped. Like she's a secret thick girl, and Sarah Paulson get very much like Valley, like what you would expect from like a Valley white girl, like California. And that's no shade, but Adele give like she could be light skin. She could be light skin the way she shaped. I need them hips. If you don't lie, okay. Absolutely.
The eyes. Oh my god.
Yeah.
You know, every now and again they compare celebrities and be like, yo, why do they seem like they look so much alike? Like this is crazy. One day they're gonna
I could see them as like I wouldn't if somebody said they were sisters, like that wouldn't be surprising. Yeah.
I mean, I think you probably just think all white people look alike. I think that's where we at right now.
No,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No, but
she listen. Sarah is like her acting. When I remember a moment too of like being an alien, and I was holding this knife. Oh no, she was holding a knife because she was going to kill the alien baby that I was trying to create, this hybrid alien baby.
I remember that.
Yes. And so, but I like did this thing with my hand and I stopped her, like with the telekinesis or whatever they call it. And as I'm walking around her and saying, did you think that I would, whatever the alien is saying, she's holding the knife and she's doing her action to be frozen. And I come around to the side of her and I see a tear that is also frozen and quivering on the edge of her eye. And I look and I'm like, is she doing that on purpose?
Oh, she acting.
And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. And for a second, I forget I'm acting in the scene and the cameras are still rolling. And I kind of have to still go back into my thing. But it was just like to act in a scene with her is just to watch a master's class. She's incredible.
Yeah. No, she definitely gives me like young Meryl Streep with the way that she shows up, and that is a high compliment.
Yes. Oh yes.
Yes, definitely in that. Okay, so wait, what was our next one? Our next one, your go-to empowerment anthem.
Is it a song?
I mean, Fierce by Angelica Ross and Ultra Nate and Mila Jam. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
do know what you're
Be
saying.
legendary. Yeah.
Yes.
Our
Be necessary. Yeah.
our go-to empowerment anthem is
Lift you.
round here.
Yes.
We don't-
Yes.
and let me tell you something. Okay. Quick side story.
Yeah.
When Angelica went to hit the stage, and when I met her in person at the Black as You Are documentary, shout out to Black as You Are, shout out to Michael Rice
Shout out
and
to
everything that
Michael
he's
Rice.
doing.
Yes, absolutely.
And when you went to get the stage to get your flowers, they honored a few people. And when Angelica hits the stage, my husband instinctively starts saying "round here," and we are like literally singing it on our row and like
Yes.
jamming. And if you had to be there to know, like,
Yes,
but
thank
Not gonna lie,
you. I love that song so much. That song, we recorded that song right here in my home studio in Georgia.
oh wow,
Yeah, me, my friend Jay Gordon, and DJ Yoder. And I just remember we just every piece of it we made up right on the spot in the room. Like, so he was producing the music as we were coming up with like melodies and stuff. And when we started thinking about this like, it was like to something to lift people up, because right now we're in a space where there's so much negativity and
Mhm.
there's so much energy around, like people feeling like they're getting likes from dunking on people, or
Mhm.
I don't know what all this is, but we wanted to create something that was all about lifting each other up, especially in a time right now where LGBTQ people were, under attack. Um, it's one of those things where not everybody is able to put on a cape when it comes to all of this stuff,
Yeah.
but everybody expects every LGBTQ person to be like an advocate, a super advocate, or whatever. So sometimes, we have to have that energy for people so they don't have to feel like they have to put the cape on.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, around here, you know, we don't what's my verse? Round here, we
We
don't
don't
ever
have
dim our light.
yes, yes.
Yes. We turn it up and make it shine brighter. Around here, we
Yes.
don't just walk that walk, we talk that talk. We work, we serve. Everything you earn it, own it, you deserve it.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but
And
it's
it's when
just
you're ready,
something
I'll lift
I
you
I
up.
I want I
Yeah.
wanted something to feel like almost gospel-y, so that's why in the beginning of the song, it kinda has this, like, I don't know, it's like a churchy feel, in the beginning, and then it goes into the whole
But
house.
you have a churchy feel, and we talked about that in the first time we interviewed you, like why. I get it
Yeah.
because I come from the Black church, but I just wanna add to that, like, Eric, in the room, Angelica Ross is really that in real life. Like I watched her, and I don't even know if you understood in that moment what it meant for those young trans women, and you turn to them. And I've heard you say it to people before, but to turn to them and say like, when you see me, everything you see is what's possible, what's available within you. Like what you sang in that song, you said to the people in the room,
Mhm,
and like
mhm.
really empowered them. And like that was my first time. It was my second time seeing the documentary, but not my first time meeting Aphrodite. Shout out to Aphrodite because she follows.
Yes.
But like talking to her after, like, I don't think you'll ever know what it means for someone who has reached the level you've reached of success because we don't know. It's hard for us out here in these streets, and like
Oh, I
for you to
know.
affirm in that way, it's like bigger than a song. It's like I want to just affirm like you showed up in real life, letting them know like until you're ready, we'll lift you up. And
Well,
so
I will say I live my life on purpose. So I am very in tune with what's going on. And so when I was there, I whenever I go to any space, I'm always taking an assessment. So okay, so here's I think I've said this before to you all, but like this is one of my like tools or tricks that I share with people, sort of like a spiritual thing, but it's a lesson that we learn in Buddhism around capacity. And really, my podcast now, No Opportunity Wasted, we say, well, how do you know when is the right time to do something? We always say, well, now is always the right time. What always differs is the capacity. So when you are someone who gets sort of good at doing this time and time again, what you're doing in every situation is you are giving based on the capacity of yourself. Am I
mhm,
tired? I've been working all week or whatever, or I'm ready now. I'm well rested. I got time. I'm ready. I got the capacity. And then also looking at what is the capacity of the audience you're speaking to, or the people that you're
Yeah.
talking with. And so I'm constantly doing an assessment of that. And so at that evening, as I did my assessment was, Angelica, this is a time when you need to be a reflection. That's all. You don't need to take up too much space. I love to drop a gem here and there and do that or what have you. And I still was able to drop one, but we're doing a panel discussion. But this was a time in which during these premieres, I know what this moment was for them,
Yeah.
and it wasn't for me to take up a lot of space in their moment, but to reflect for them the stars that they are, that they might not be considered yet by like mainstream media or whatnot, but for them to feel, at least, to really truly feel that we are the same, because we are.
And I love that. And I don't want to harp on it, but like you really leverage that moment to be that, right? Because there are not many people that have amassed the level of success that you have amassed, and that actually say things like the first thing you said when you hit the mic was like, there's so many people whose names in this room you didn't hear on the mic, but they're just as relevant. And I
Mhm.
just know, like, Eric and I can say, like, working in these spaces, sometimes if you're not Angelica Ross, or you're not,
If you don't have a name and a
you don't
title,
have a
something behind it, yeah, I
yeah,
hear
then it's
you. They're
like
not trying to hear you.
right. And so, like, just that in the room, it was felt because it was genuine. And so I definitely want to say I appreciate that for sure.
Well, thank you.
Yes, yes, yes.
And honestly, y'all are unpacking one of my favorite parts of the song. Until you're ready, I'll lift you up. And
Oh,
y'all are
Yeah.
talking about that
yes.
reflection.
But
Yeah.
until you're ready, yes,
That room is like, until you're ready. Like, if you're not ready, until you're ready, and
I'll
I
lift you up.
believe that you're going to be ready one day, but until you're ready,
Absolutely.
this is like,
Yes.
I'm here to lift you up. I'm here to support you. I'm here to
Absolutely.
pour life into you. I'm here to speak life into you. And I think that you need
Yes.
so much right now.
Absolutely. And
Well,
also, side
me
note,
me and Jay
go ahead.
Gordon are we're working on a little tour right now. So
Period.
yeah,
Okay, because he DM'd me when I featured the song in like my little like video, and he was
yes,
like, "Thank you so much." I was like, "No, thank you so much for what you do.
yes,
Don't you be in here thanking me. Thank you." But
yes.
side note, if y'all ever want to go watch a movie, Angelica Rose is the person. When I tell you, she is such a sister girl, because Lord knows we sat right with her. She sat with Dr. Safi, myself, and Justin Stewart, who is also a key.
Yes.
And so Justin was like on our side. NBC producer Justin Stewart was next to me, and he was like doing the same thing you were doing. But when he first started, the people behind us was like, "Y'all not supposed to be yelling." And then she turned by Angelica like, "Yes, give my like." When I tell you, she is such a
Baby, I'm the
regular.
one.
Yes,
Especially at a premiere, that's the time, you got the people in the audience. Like, I was talking to the screen for sure.
yes, and we live for it. We were she was talking, we was commenting back for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So next question.
Yes, next
Right.
question.
So we interview folks, and we often unpack like the projects that they passed up, or that
Yes.
they almost took, or they almost said yes to. So next rapid fire question for you, Angelica, is give us one project that fans will be shocked to know that you almost took, but you didn't. You passed it up.
Well, I will say, that's very interesting, because I don't usually pass up an opportunity that's for me.
No opportunity
No
Wasted.
opportunity wasted, baby. Because even if it's not, like, let's say, the perfect opportunity, I still try to. Well, okay, so that's okay. So do say that, and that is the absolute truth. I will say that the reality is I did pass on the Pose audition, though. I did pass on the Pose audition originally when it came to the
Okay, so
show.
it almost didn't happen.
So it almost didn't happen. Yeah, like they several casting agencies were coming after me to get me to audition. So I knew that there was a word on the street or something, and somebody wanted me to audition for that show. But at one point, my casting agent from I want to say South Florida, and I hadn't lived in South Florida in like years, child. They called me up and they talking about, oh, we the audition came in for you. to audition for this show, blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, I'm actually, oh, my manager's handling that, or whatever. And so I remember, this was before I was with Buckwald, my agency at Buckwald. And so my agent was like, oh yeah, no, you're auditioning for this. And basically what they were telling me was, there was two roles, Electra and Blanca, and neither one of those roles I saw myself in. So I was like, I no, thank you. I don't see myself in Electra.
Yeah.
Blanca, it sounds like a Latinx,
Mhm.
ballroom girl. That's it, with a Brooklyn accent. It's not, it's not me.
Yeah.
And they were like, just audition. So I did a self-tape audition, and I got the callback audition off my self-tape. But yeah, I just kept sending it to other girls because I was like, oh, maybe this will be good for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
and look how you ended up in that role and the impact that you had in that role. Let me ask you a follow-up question.
Mm-hmm.
Reality TV. Would you
Hmm.
ever do reality TV?
So yes and no. So the reason why I say yes and no is because I have been so I have a production company, obviously.
Yeah.
So I executive produced a show that I was calling Real Atlanta. And I was not in it, but I was executive producing it. It was a lot of names that you would know here in the ballroom scene in Atlanta. Bunham and Murray, was going to be behind it and everything. BET was actually really interested in bringing on this show. But there's a lot of transphobia and a lot of things. I'm just gonna call that straight out. Like,
Yeah.
we worked for months doing this show and working with a couple networks, and everybody was very excited. And then when it got up to like the highest levels, you could just hear the transphobia come out, and it was like, disguised. They always want to disguise it so you can't really put your, finger
Yeah.
on it, but we always know what the situation is. So I would be executive producing it, but also I would consider doing reality TV show, but again, only if I was executive producing it. So
Yeah, that makes a lot. Listen, no shade, Miss Rose. I feel the same way. Like I have so many like ideas. No shade. Like there's so many people. Like mutual friend of ours, Monroe Poston, who is my sister. I really want to do like a For the Love of Monroe because she's so pretty and like she's such a hopeful romantic is what I call her.
who are you talking about?
Monroe Poston. She is on The Shy.
Oh
And
yes, okay,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. And like, so I would love to see her like Dominique Morgan. Like when I watch their lives and I see them together, I'm like, this is organic. The drama is organic. The love is organic. The sisterhood.
I just wish that Zeus Network didn't play to our lowest common denominator, because like I said, I actually have, I have some things I'm working on, and there is a reality show that I am and currently working on, and basically to produce for the girls,
Yeah.
but it's in Miss Ross fashion, so it's just not about looking good, it's about being smart. So
Yes.
and it's not it's not about competition, it's more about leveling up and graduating to the next level. So
Yeah.
and
And
depending on
sisterhood.
And if you ever produce anything in Philly, I'm gonna audition.
yes, listen,
Listen.
I'm gonna be producing a little bit of everywhere. I have a movie right now that I've been executive producing for a couple years now. And we are finally I think the public is finally about to hear about it. So I can't say it on here, but I just know that I will be starring in and executive producing a major feature film with someone that we all love, and it's going to be major. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's just jump right into the interview then. What can you tell us? Because let me tell you something. It was way too many hints. I was on your live and it was like, I'm working on this, I'm working on that. And I'm like, we want to see you. We miss you on screen because let me tell you something.
Okay, pause,
Wait, did my camera just go out again?
Yes.
That is so wild. Hold on 1 second.
No.
You're fine.
I don't want to give you time to be thinking about your answer though.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Turn the light on.
I'm gonna fill my drink up while she do that because I don't like nothing about it.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. I'm gonna read for both of us.
100%. So I don't know what the tea is. Let's see. That is so weird. Oh, I think it's hot.
A little refill. There we go. That's all that was.
That's what it is. The camera's getting hot from the light.
No.
Let me see. I'm going to. There's no worries. I'm going to pull back and so that it's not in the light, and then I'm just going to zoom in so that I'm going to turn on the AC. Zoom in a little bit like that. I'm going to turn on the AC so that this. Oh, I got the heat on. That's too wild. Okay,
Ooh. See, she in there heating all her equipment up. That's what's
yeah. And my equipment saying, girl,
girl,
it's a little bit too can't be doing all that. All right, great. I just kind of pulled it away from the light a little bit, and zoomed in, and I'm a little off center, so I'm gonna center myself a little
bit. Nice. I like this track jacket. The track jacket with the braids, like it's giving Serena Williams, Venus Williams.
Yeah.
It's giving we're going out on a tennis court and we're going to get into that action.
Yes.
Eric stay trying to get somebody.
See me and Ross, like
But I could
love playing tennis. I love playing tennis.
Eric is Tennis Bay here in Philly. Like he's mostly known here as Tennis Bay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
To Philadelphia champions.
Okay. Well, we might have to play a little game. Well, I definitely want to get, and that's another thing I want to get the girls into is just like playing tennis. Like, it's playing doubles. You could, learning like a little bit of teamwork, but also tennis still is this winning over yourself type of situation. It's a mind, it's all in the mind.
Yes. And talk about being in your own way. We've unpacked a little bit here on the show, but I really use the game to like help me with stuff like that. In practice, in profession, in my career, I found myself to be in my own way.
Yeah.
And those type of things, like how you show up in life, it'll be on the tennis court. It'll be on the court.
Absolutely.
So that's where you can practice and you can refine. And Miss Ross,
what happened?
We're gonna do that.
Oh, we're gonna do that
on the tennis court.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, Ms. Ross gonna be out there with a messy bun. All right, but y'all ain't distract me because no, I'm back on it.
Okay, yes.
What can you tell us? And if you can tell us nothing more, at least tell us what your production company, what that looks like for 2025. Give us something. The production company, maybe some of the things you starring in. Like, what's the team?
Well, okay, so let me tell you why so the situation is that because I launched my podcast in February of last year, and I abruptly took a break, from the podcast, like, and it was just like stuff was going on in my personal life that was just really a lot, and I immediately had to like just tell my body stop working.
Yeah.
And what has happened basically in general, long story short, is just to say that standing up for all human rights and for all people comes with a cost. And it cost me a lot. I lost a lot. I lost a lot of opportunities. It was very hard, and it was just very hard. And so what I learned though was and I talk about this a lot in my winter circle situation and from my Buddhist background, but when we get extremely hard challenges, we say congratulations, because we know on the other side of that challenge is like strength, experience, wisdom, what have you. But sometimes it's extremely hard for me to figure out, because I'm like, yeah, but like usually I can see it, but this like last challenge, I just really couldn't. I was just like, okay, I understand I'm being challenged, but I'm not really seeing how this is going to swing on the other side. And so, what I realized was through Meta and all those apps and all of that is that the evil Elon Musk and all of his minions think that they're basically nerds who are lifelong nerds who will never be popular, but then found a way to code their popularity through an algorithm to siphon out creativity and coolness and swagger from black people and black creativity and black accounts and LGBTQ people, and to suppress the power that we hold as individuals, as people, as people with platforms. So there's a lot of people who would get it twisted, who have 450,000 followers, 500,000 followers, a million followers, and then all of a sudden, Meta is not giving you access to those followers, or the
You
views aren't
shadow
the
banned.
same. You're shadow banned. All these
Yeah.
different things, and what they think they're doing is they think that they're controlling my star power, because in a way that is measurable to them, they have.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to the endorsements and me posting something on my IG or whatever, I would get paid 10 grand just to post something. There's a time Facebook, we did a black in business something. I did like a reel something for Facebook. They paid me $60,000 for that.
Whew.
Yes.
So I so for them to suppress my account and do the things that they did, it was a real effect on my situation. And I had to work smarter in the sense that I'm working up against code here, not a person. This is not somebody I can write a letter to and appeal and say, hey,
Yeah.
no, they don't know. So this is coded this way. So I say Palestine, it's going down. If I say white supremacy is going down. If I say, all the things like my views are going down. And so what I had to learn to do was take it up to the line. And everything that I do is up to the line. It's up to the line of what I know is allowable on that platform. And then I tell everybody, meet me somewhere else for the rest. You gotta. So even when I do the podcast, I realize with advertisers, I was talking, it's just so funny to see like some people on my team and stuff like that, like send me, people's, like there's certain celebrities who are having this aha wake up moment after watching this film Israelism, that's teaching them about like Zionism and all the things. And I got people on my team that are sending that to me, and it's like, we interviewed the director a year ago when I first did this, and folks were not. I can't explain it. Like, and that's the thing. And I try to figure out how much I'm gonna be saying, but that basically it's just be the situation where I had a team, but there were people who weren't doing things and weren't whatever, because they also weren't really ready for the conversation I was having.
Yeah.
And and it really came down to is a lot of people, whether they're agents or whatever, they just weren't ready for the conversation. So a lot of people lost job support, this, that, and the third. And so now as I come back, I'm coming back in a way that is just, you're not gonna see me coming. The people who are scared of me should be,
Yes.
and they're not going to see me coming, because the revolution will not be televised. It will not be in the comment section on on IG, and it definitely won't be on Threads. All of those tools, TikTok, all of them are now state surveillance tools.
Yes. I'm
And
shadow banned on there on TikTok.
so I mean, but they're still just tools where we're being surveillanced.
Right.
So when you have to go out of your way to go into Meta's settings so that they're not following your activity off of Meta's platforms. So, make sure you're looking into yes, you definitely have to do that. Yes, because they're following all of your activity off of their platforms. So you have to go in and check that out. Also, folks, you better look into using a VPN. NordVPN, I'm using them. They're not endorsement or whatever, but I'm telling you, start using a VPN on your phone. Stop getting on these public Wi-Fi networks with no protection. It's just like going out there and doing with no protection, baby. You don't want to do that. Get you some protection, get you a VPN. But yeah, so I learned that in order to keep the value around the things that I'm doing, but also in order to help people like yourself who you're saying, hey, if I don't have this name, I don't have certain things, it's hard for us to get in certain rooms or get certain opportunities.
Yeah.
I can give you the cheat sheet. I can give you, the real deal. But the reality is that I can't talk about that in the public because people's perception of what fame and celebrity is just totally off. It's just completely off. And if I were to tell certain people certain things, they would not understand the position I'm in. But when I break it down in the winner circle, again, in a community that I'm building of folks where I get to pull back the curtains a little bit and show folks how I make the decisions I make, because I had somebody that from the winner circle actually that I was doing a private one-on-one with just a couple of days ago, and they were telling me that they had this opportunity coming up, but they were nervous and they wanted to talk to me about it because it was going to be with some folks that Angelica Ross might say, I'm not working with those type of I'm not working with these people or what have you. And he was like, but I'm not Angelica Ross. I can't say no to, every opportunity that's coming along right now. I need what I need,
Yeah.
And I said, listen, I hear you. I get you. But let me explain something to you.
Yes.
What I do and how I do it is not because of my privilege. This is practice. And what I need for folks to understand is I was about this life when I was doing sex work. I was passing up a couple $100 when I needed that couple $100. When I said that I'm worth more than that.
Yeah.
And so what just kept happening was I kept that kept being more. So when a guy telling me that he would go take me shopping and buy me some things or whatever, some white, out of shape, fat, old, ugly, whatever is happening.
Yeah.
Now I could still work him and get the things, but I got to a stage in my life where not only did I say no, but then I went, after hanging up the phone and telling him no, I went to the mall to buy me that purse and to do those things for myself. And so it really is a muscle that you have to be conditioned to say no. It's something that, Kanye West, one of his lines is, even when the money low, you can't pay me. Yeah, that's the vibe. Even when my money low, you can't pay me, Caitlyn Jenner. I will never take a check from your ass. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of that kind of situation. So
You're indeed, Joe.
Yeah.
I've risked a lot, but what I want people to understand is that I know my value. And when you know your value, you can never be tricked out of it. You can never have somebody want to exchange, because it's like this. Think about it this way. You got someone like Ariel, the baddie of the sea, of the ocean.
Hair flip.
Yes.
Voice like an angel.
And
just to be with them over there, just because you want to be with them over there,
part of your world,
just because you want to be part of their world, you're willing to give up your voice.
Okay, listen, you better eat. You better eat.
I love this.
Are you not? Are you hearing me? Are
We
you
hearing you. The mic is
hearing
on.
me? So what I really want you to hear me when I'm telling you this is that I had two experience, and again, people irritate me so much sometimes with the way Hollywood works, because I know that there are actors who will play a social justice hero in history, but will never be about that life in real life, that will never be able to do that because even their environment doesn't allow them, to be both, even though I feel that you can, but you just have to, walk differently. But it's so irritating because everybody again wants to see themselves as the Katniss or the Elphaba or all these different situations, but it is a situation where I went and I was offered my dreams. I've been acting since I was in diapers. I have been in every choir you can think of. Jazz choir, the children's church choir, the every choir, everything. I sang in a gospel group and toured the festivals and for
Chitlin Circuit.
decades. For decades. So
Yeah.
you now tell me, after I have been Emmy nominated before Pose, Emmy nominated on Her Story, Emmy nominated again when I executive produced King Esther. Then I get to Pose and I'm in this world with Ryan Murphy and he sees me and he sees my talent. I could easily have shut my mouth.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes.
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 Because
Yeah.
some of the girls are really good at it right now. Some of the girls are showing
Absolutely.
you that they can shut their mouth.
But I will say this because I showed my husband something because we had a whole conversation about this and watch how coded I'm gonna say this. If you look, shutting your mouth doesn't always pay off because even though shutting your mouth may get you more gigs, if you check net worths, and I'm gonna leave that there. Because a lot of times you caught right because a lot of times you're getting more bookings, but is it at okay? Because sometimes it's better to do less. And
So I will say this. I will say this. The reason why too, I associate so much with Elphaba, from Wicked because one, if you read the book, you know that that it is. One second, I am still here. It is
Okay.
just that this goddamn on camera is over here.
period.
I love it. It's like a little break. Like
It's like a little break. But if we on live,
a
I
little
can't even.
intermission.
I can't even talk like trash because who I was going to say was somebody.
Wait,
No.
so what's going to happen is I'm going to switch it with a camera that's cool right now.
Okay.
And so it's not the battery, it's just actually that the camera itself is really hot. So just give me 2 seconds.
Take your time. Take your time. Take your time.
Come down.
I just want to say, Kai, why Angelica is getting this together is that I just love the message that I'm receiving is that you don't need to be a celebrity, an actress, an actor.
No.
You don't need to have a lot of money or be in a privileged position. You don't even have to be a leader, quote unquote leader, to say no.
But you have to know your worth.
You just need to know your worth.
Yes, you have to know your worth. And that's what makes the opportunity not wasted. Get into it. Now, I'll tell you this why Angelica is resetting up.
Yeah.
Because she named some things about the room. And I want to say, I don't think Ms. Ross will ever understand how the room changed for me when she affirmed me. And she didn't do it on purpose. She was being natural. Yes, at the Black as You Are documentary.
Okay, yes.
Because when she walked in the room, I didn't make it known that we knew each other, that we had interviewed. I didn't do anything. I was just standing there and I mouthed to her. I'm like, can I get a picture at some point? I knew there was a lot of people wanted pictures and autographs. Yeah. I wasn't going to jump the line. Like, y'all, this your first time seeing her or talking to her. Like, jump the line, So, but I had mouthed it to her and she kind of was like, yes, yeah, so like, we had our moment. So I was just waiting on the side. But the way the girls gagged, when after she got done with all of like the fans and signed the autographs, and she came up to me and said, "It's so good to finally meet you in person." Like, but it's a attestation to how people build your value based upon who you know. Because immediately it was like, oh.
Do you feel like people in the room were clocking?
People in the room were surprised.
Oh.
Well, because you know what I give. I don't give that in the room. Like I be chilling. I'm just Kai. And then it was such a like, oh, like Angelica wants to know who you are already. Like
I don't like to use this word, but social currency.
It is social currency.
Yeah.
But I love that, like, that she wasn't afraid to give that it was just an authentic moment. Because so many people have social currency and like hoard it in those moments.
Yes.
And won't like
pay it.
And we'll pay
you.
And we'll pay you. pay you, what is it called? Dust. They will pay you dust. No, for sure.
Am I back? Can you see me?
Oh,
Okay, you
yeah.
can't. You can still see me. All right,
You
that looks
back.
a little dark to me now. Oh my goodness.
It did get a little dark.
Let me just change the. This is the technology.
Listen, and we chocolate girls. We needed to be.
I kind of like this. This is so Unpackers. This is me and Kai's first
Time
live.
doing anything.
Honestly,
we never did live already in person.
This is the first time we ever recorded together.
We never recorded together in
That's
person before.
crazy.
Yeah.
A whole year later, here we are.
Here we are.
But shout out to the Vive campaign while we got this time on the mic.
Yes. Yes.
Stay tuned, y'all. We have some exciting stuff coming up.
We do.
Philly Black Pride.
Philly Black Pride. We're gonna debut, and I'm waiting for this commercial to debut. Like y'all have gotten, those of you who follow us on social media, y'all have gotten snippets of the commercial. But what y'all are waiting for is Jason Bowman, and y'all just have to
Okay,
wait.
there we go. Now we bright again.
Yes, the lighting is back.
Yes. So where were we? I was
where we were was I was about to pivot to, because everything you're saying that you can't say in certain platforms, that people can't receive from certain platforms. Like, I know we're about to close, but I don't want us to close without you promoting the Winner Circle. And I want to say, Eric and I can both agree, like, I just want to tell y'all the reason why it was important for me to do this interview again with Angelica Ross is because, having been a member of the Winner Circle and the Winner Circle making changes and me jumping back on the new ship, honey.
Yes.
Because we have made really like deep, lifelong friendships. Like, it's not even just about like the focal point was coming in and meeting Angelica, but once you get in the room, you realize like that we're all stars. Like, you really gave that energy. And like, there are people who have supported.
And it's just getting started. It's literally just getting started, because people, like, there's a lot of people who are still unsure what it is, what's going on, what's happening. I'm still also obviously still building out the space, but it's so great because when I go back in there, and I've been busy for the past couple of days, and I go back in there and I see it doesn't matter. People are in there still going and still meeting each other. I had one person who was dealing with like homelessness and stuff that was coming to the Winner Circle, and they met someone else there, and they got them hooked up with an attorney that is helping them to get housing. Like, it. So
we're a family at the Winner Circle. Like,
no, you're it's from, because, so to be honest, like, it is really a spinoff. This is the true team. It's literally a spinoff of the environment I come from with my Buddhist organization, the SGI, where we chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo like Tina Turner, and so the reality is I know because of a lot of religious persecution, because of a lot of internalized, just stuff. I was one who wouldn't even hear anything about Buddhism, because I was like, that's the I just was blasphemous as the devil. I was just like brainwashed to say all these different things. So I take a lot of the religious stuff out of that and bring to the Winner Circle, because in our Buddhist community, what we understand is that everybody has value, and everybody has the ability to live a valuable life and contribute value to this planet, and to basically create a change in this world by first changing themselves. But we respect everybody's path in a way that we don't borrow money. We don't do any of these things, because even in doing that, I'm almost saying that you can't create the cause in your own life, to this is a temporary thing. Me giving you this money is a temporary situation, but you can't create the cause to create the value you need in your life, and you absolutely can. But the miraculous, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it right now. I'm telling you. 10 years ago, 2010, me going to the Friendship Center in Los Angeles and going to chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo with everybody, and seeing people homeless coming up in there with their bikes, parking it, and then, coming in and chanting, and then, but their spirit is like shining like wild. And at that time, I had nothing but 3 roommates that I was living with at the house. I just was living in a motel. I had broken up with my fiance that I was engaged with, and I was with for 8 years. Like, I had nothing. And I was struggling when I was first trying to create trans tech and all these things. And there are people who know me from that time. So they know that I created the causes in my life to be where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
And the challenges and everything was part of it.
Okay.
And the way I showed up and responded to every single situation um was sometimes a make or break. Sometimes, it was the thing that kind of navigated all the situations. So that's why within the winner's circle, when we have people from all walks of life, from every different challenge, what I'm trying to do is to slow their heart rate down. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's like someone who is running, we're in the apocalypse and we're running for safety. And people are in a panic about their lives and about, you know, uh, I just lost my job, or I mean, now a lot of people are going to be in that situation because they didn't think they were going to be because of what Trump shutting down this and shutting down that and what have you.
Okay. Child, I might be in that situation
But
too.
you
I
have
don't.
to steady
Yeah.
yourself, and you have to steady yourself from understanding that none of us are immune from experiencing suffering and loss.
Oh,
And so to know that is to understand that you can do so consciously. You don't have to numb yourself to get through it. You
Yeah.
can suffer consciously, and when you do so, you are not so say for instance, think about me as an actor and think about if I had waited and I never said anything and I just kept my mouth shut and I was just trying to just ride the wave and blah blah blah. And let's just say everything was going well and I thought my privilege was going to protect me, and then Trump's doing what he's doing, or Hollywood shuts down, or there's a strike or something happens, and then now I've lost everything. Something happens and I lose everything. It wasn't my choice, it just happened.
Yeah.
And now it feels like the rug has been pulled under my feet.
Yeah.
And now I am scrambling to do something. But when you learn to suffer consciously, you move at your own pace. It doesn't feel like the rug has been pulled up underneath you. You understand that I am experiencing pain just like my neighbor is.
suffer consciously.
Yeah.
Yes, so it is a space.
Wow.
It is a space where you understand that whether I am a celebrity or whether I'm just a normal person, life be life in, and my challenges are mine and they're challenging to me, but they might not be challenging to you. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that is why you have to focus on your own thing and not covet what somebody else is doing or somebody else's situation. And within the winner's circle, I've got a class that I'm going to be launching literally in probably days, weeks. I mean, I'm just like, I've been working on it for years, but right now we are literally putting the fine tunes on the actual class. But it's called Like a Butterfly. And it is a lesson in transition, in a metamorphosis of your life. People want to know how I did it. I'm going to tell you how, like literally in this thing. And I believe it absolutely can work for anybody. I'm not charging any money for it. Um, the only thing that I charge for in the winner's circle is my time beyond the free space. So in the winner's circle, once a month, I'll be having these Zoom calls. Everybody's there. They can ask questions, get inspired. They can do all the things. And then, every week I also have some spaces, but that ain't the free space, but it's,
Yeah.
if people get into the winner, the memberships, the levels I think start at $4.99. I think the next level is like $19.99, and then the top level is $24.99. But like some of our members that are the $24.99, they get to come to my sort of office hours. So as long as I'm working and I'm on my computer and I'm online, they can tap in and get one-on-one, advice. But that's at the top tier, and it's $24.99, which is nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Which I need to switch to because I need to run something past you. But I know we're running out of time. I want you to do two things for me. Can you
Yeah,
tell people where they can get connected if they want to join the winner circle? And then right after that, can you just close us out? Because no shade, 2025 been
yeah,
bullheaded.
yeah.
Honey, she done snatched the LGBTQIA plus community bald-headed. She done snatched us so bald-headed that even our advocates done lost their edges. I mean, she has snatched us. So I want you to let people know, one, because I think community is going to be important now. And I'm saying this before Angelica says it, as a person who's in the winner circle, I'm telling you, you need this community. If you are, if this year has affected you in a way where you are feeling by yourself, if this year has affected you in a way where you are feeling like you are hopeless, we won't fix the hopelessness, but you will have family. You will have community in this space. So if you can just let people know how to join this family, and then just leave us with a call to action for us. As we face these next 4 years.
Yes, so you can join us at win.missross.com or winner.missross.com. Either one will work. But win.missross.com. It's free to join, but you can also upgrade that membership if you like and get even more access to me and some of the goodies that are on the Winner Circle. But also, so to say, you know, for 2025, listen, this is the tea. This is what's going on. Like people are saying, no one's going to come and save you. No one's coming to save us. You are going to have to save yourselves. And what that looks like is you're going to have to take inventory of your life. You're going to have to take some inventory of your environment.
Yeah.
You are a reflection of your environment. So if you want your environment to change, that means probably you might need to do some changes. You might need to change the people you're around. Make sure that you're around people that are safe. Not everybody is safe. That's why, you know, with social media and all of that, I've backed up from that and to create real community with people. And even that, you can't guarantee safety, but at least you can ask for accountability. And, you know, I've learned that the key to community is accountability. The admission price for community is accountability. And what I will say is people are going to have to okay, so it's going to be tough. You have to understand that you are not going to get through this without experiencing some loss.
Yeah.
And I think that people are just trying to hold on as tight as they can to not lose anything. And just know that I think we're even at the part where blood will be shed as well. And and I say that
Been shed. Yeah.
I want to say this. I want to say this because I really do think that people are missing something that for trans people who have been out there on the front lines of whether it's Black Lives Matter movements, you know, we're at Pride trying to get our rights and all these things for decades. Meanwhile, we're still fighting to use a public bathroom,
Okay.
to be able to play sports, to have our names match on our documents. And I'm talking about this fight was happening under Biden. You know, but this fight was still happening under Obama. So it was, this is not like this is magically appearing in fascism. All this stuff is magically appearing with Trump. You know, we have to understand that democracy helped pave the road. I should say our false sense of democracy paved the road to where we are right now. So now we got to get real about the situation. And to get real about the situation is to understand that it has never been safe. It has never been equal. It has never been fair. It's just that some of you have been able to access privilege and want to go back to that time where you were able to access privilege, even though those trans people and those immigrants still won't be able to access it. So now we all windmilling. You understand what I'm saying? And the reality is the blood was shedding from our community every year. We are seeing numbers of our
Every
girls
year.
every year. We're
Unreported, under investigated.
Every single year we are losing lives. So this is nothing new for us. We are just waiting for everybody else to realize that these things affect them too, that transphobia affects you too, because now they're going to stop cis women at the bathroom too and start asking you to drop your drawers.
Did you see this cis woman?
I did.
Okay, so we're talking about the same thing. For context, Eric, this woman, she identified as a stud, and like they they brought male cops into the bathroom.
Where?
In I don't even remember
Texas,
what.
I think it was. I think it was Texas.
Yeah, in Texas, because somebody in the bathroom saw her in there and thought she was a trans man.
Oh my goodness.
And as a person married to a trans man, it's why, like, when I go to the bathroom with my husband, I go to the bathroom.
I didn't even know your husband was a trans man. I met him and everything.
Exactly.
I didn't even know he was a trans man.
Period.
Yeah.
And it's why, like, I go to the bathroom with him. And like and I had told this to like several of my like trans masculine friends. I was like, yo, like, I'm in the bathroom with my husband armed. Because like it won't
People don't understand they don't understand the challenges that trans men go through because
Yeah.
number one, there's is a sense for some, not all, but for many trans men, because the reason why there's so much violence and attention paid to trans women is just because of the patriarchy. We're literally getting like a residual off the fact that women are highly surveyed. Their bodies are highly surveyed. They're constantly paying attention to, are you woman enough? How big are your boobs? Look your hand. Do you got soft this and this? So they're constantly
y'all inherited that.
So we inherit. That's the only reason. Not the only, but but it is the only reason, because they want to sleep with us. It's the only reason why there's so much attention paid to us like that. But with trans men, they're not paying attention to men like that. And they're kind of, some of them are sliding under the radar. But what folks don't understand about being trans, the most dangerous part is the moment when people realize and they didn't know before, and they feel like you tricked them or something.
Exactly.
And so you got trans men who are trying to go to the restroom, and if there are no stalls, or if it's only a couple stalls, or one of them is out of order and they only have urinals, it gets to be a situation and a problem that people don't understand. So this whole bathroom situation that we're having, I'm gonna be okay. This is the last thing I'm gonna say, and then we're gonna hit it. But I'm not okay. I'm gonna be easy.
No, don't be easy, because you know
I'm
what?
gonna be a little easy. But what I'm
Okay,
gonna just say is this: because I'm gonna give her some grace. But what I'm gonna say is, we don't need representation for the sake of representation. Representation without accountability is just optics.
Oh.
And so, Sarah McBride,
Mhm.
sweetie, I'm talking to you right now, straight up. Sis, you and I came up in these activist streets and advocate. I have old video of us together. We go way, way back. I saw this trajectory for you. I knew it was coming. I knew it through when you were White House press secretary. I mean, excuse me, not White House press secretary. I knew it when you were doing the HRC press secretary. I knew how things were grooming and what the direction they were going, but I also knew what HRC was all about, which was respectability politics.
Mhm.
Also, grooming the most palatable amongst us, and while also sort of like overlooking the struggles of the most marginalized. And so you get into position as a white trans woman, and I know you feel that the bathrooms aren't your issue, because Delaware, and you're the people of Delaware that voted you in, there's many more issues they voted for you in to look at, but we weren't in community all this time, girl, for you to get up here and be silent while all of this is happening, and just to hold position and try to hold on to your own career and position.
Okay.
I
Don't be
know
no
it's
punk. If you
listen.
want,
Well, you are a white trans woman. They're not going to treat you like they treat in black trans women. You need to use that white privilege on that Capitol Hill. The bathroom issue is your issue, even though you have your own bathroom. It is the issue people like you that you represent. It is our issue right now that we're facing right now. I personally, my passport is going to expire in October, and Hunter Schafer has had her gender marker changed back to male on hers. I know they might do that to mine, or might not give me a passport at all.
yeah, they denied my husband's passport.
Right. So that's one thing I'm scared of, is that they're not going to give me one at all. And we have someone on the inside who I would hope would be a voice for her, but I'm not going to count on it being a voice for us. But what I will say is, sis, the fight is right in front of you. Nancy Mace is right in front of you. And all I would say is this: she act like she want to fight. Let her swing. Let her swing. Cause all I'm gonna, I know you can't fight her. Let her swing and play white woman down. I know you got it in you. Play white woman down.
I know you got it in you, Sarah.
Listen, do you know? It's like Black Hawk down. White woman down.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you better know what you know. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to give her some grace, but all I know is that I don't have the privilege she has.
Well, you know, Kendrick Lamar said they not like us. And
What I mean by that is that I want to run for office, but I don't come from family, the money, all the kind of things or whatever. And I'm still going to try to do it. And, I still might try to do it or what have you. But even running for it is going to be a risk. I got to put, I don't come from a lot, so I'm putting a lot on the line. But I'm going to tell you this, and y'all that are listening, if I end up running for office, y'all better support, because I'm not going to be coming in there like everybody else, and they're not going to want me in there to begin with. So if I if I start to put that ticket on the line, I need y'all support.
You definitely have our support, and I can say with confidence you have the support of some organizations I know down there too. So
yeah,
and I get the feeling that, I don't know if you're a fan of Jasmine Crockett. You don't have to be, but
oh yes,
I just get a fan. Angelica gonna be cutting up like Jasmine.
You know, Angelica.
And we need that. Honestly, we need more voices like that.
She reminds me of, and this is also my sister Hope Giselle. Like, y'all give me the same energy. That's my baby, and like y'all give me the same energy.
Power unapologetically.
Okay, yes. And we love to see it. Listen, I know we had you past your time, but I want to thank you so much for always being gracious and making space for us. And I'm telling you, I'm gonna message you because I'm gonna see you really soon. I'm gonna be in Atlanta soon. So
absolutely, let me know.
I want all the makeup tips. I want all the things.
Let me know. Absolutely, it's good to see you, Bo.
This was amazing.
Yes.
I'm so honored. Kai's honored. The Unpackers are honored that you would come and slide through for a second time.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Angelica.
Stay tuned. I got a lot under my sleeve. Like, a lot is about to, but I just can't put it out in the public. But you'll hear about it in the winner circle.
Okay, period. Y'all join the winner circles. We told you already how to join it. It was on the marquee.
Yeah, so win.missross.com.
Win.missross.com. Come join us. Thank you so much for being here. And good night, Unpackers. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.